Summoned by his mother's physician, the boy sits quietly in the hospital consultation room. The man opposite slowly begins to speak. He informs the boy that his mother has very little time remaining to her. As if attempting to reject reality, the boy begins peppering the doctor with questions. The doctor explains that his mother's congenital heart condition is worsening by the day. As he delves into the situation in detail, the solution becomes increasingly clear. His mother will need a heart transplant. It is the only thing that might save her. Yet there are many hurdles to overcome, including finding a donor and paying for the procedure. When this cruel reality is finally laid before him, the boy's thoughts dissolve into mist. Why are our lives like this? It is a question he has asked uncountable times, yet the answer is always the same. It is his father's fault, the man who abused his mother horribly before abandoning them both. And so, this day ends like all the others, with hot rage accumulating in his heart, like so much ash from a fire.
Graduation season soon approaches the Metropolitan High School. Echoes of excited students fill the after-school hallways. Summoned by her homeroom teacher, the girl makes her way to the faculty room. The students' unusual murmurs cause unease to swell in her chest like a wave. As she announces herself, the teachers turn as one to look at her. She makes her way through the uncomfortable atmosphere as quietly as possible. Her teachers used to await each of her tests with the pride of heightened expectations. But now they merely stare at her with disappointment. His words drop like a stone. They received a report that she has been selling drugs in the city. As a result, her offer to join an upstanding company after graduation has been rescinded. And, as if adding insult to injury, she hears that she is to be suspended. Once the scolding is done, the girl wanders out of the office in a daze. All of her hard work has blown away like chaff in the wind. And horrible rumors are now racing through the school hallways like wildfire. She has nothing left but sorrow and despair, and so she gives herself over to them. All that awaits her outside of the school is the endless, worried path home. By the time she makes up her mind to tell her father the truth, the sun has long since vanished. Their house is quiet as a grave. Believing her father to be asleep, she whispers, "I'm home." After a moment, she gropes for the light. What she sees is beyond her worst nightmares. The empty shell of her father swings slowly in the gloom. His hollow eyes, worn down by this painful reality, stare upon his only daughter. Her heart tears apart and shatters in her chest. Her last ray of sunlight flickers and dies. And as tears begin to form around the corner of her eyes, she finds herself tumbling into an endless dark.
The beeping of the cardiograph serves as proof that his mother yet lives. As she begins to moan softly in her sleep, he reaches out and quietly takes her hand. At this moment, he notices something. His own heart is beating in time with his mother's cardiograph. As realization spreads across his face, he places his free hand over his chest. If it's a heart you need, the boy wakes up on the couch. The room is dim, the curtains drawn. The only sound is the dull hum of a refrigerator. Bottles of drugs sit on the table before him. It is poison he purchased on shady websites. poison enough to kill him many times over. But it is also a release, for while it causes brain death, it will leave his heart intact for his mother. Yet his body is not eager to embrace this plan. And for a while, he had lost consciousness. Words of self-defense flutter in and out of his mind. But knowing that his mother has no time left, he manages to shove them aside. His rational mind suppresses his will to survive, and he brings the drugs to his mouth. He feels as though his final moments will last into eternity. But then his phone rings. He lacks the mindfulness to notice his palpitating heart. But somehow, he manages to trace a shaking finger across the screen. The call that saved his life was from the hospital where his mother is admitted. It is as though time is frozen in the hospital room. The light filtering in through the window bathes his mother's gaunt features in an ethereal pallor. She had passed not long before, quickly and without warning. There is a thin smile on her face, as though free at last from her hell. The boy attempts to muffle his sobs, trying not to give voice to the wail that threatens to consume him. He has lost his last remaining beam of moonlight. And now, he can only hold tight to the shell of what used to be his mother.